Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Reveal Report on this Monday. We thank you for joining us. Ooh, what a show. We are about a week out. Last Sunday was the Super Bowl. And we didn't get to do the show on the Friday. I've been so busy on the road traveling. I said we were going to be changing dates sometimes from Friday to Monday. We're just waiting to confirm what day that'll be. So bear with us. This week's Friday show will be on Monday. So the schedule is changing a little bit. So once again, this week's show, the Friday show, is being moved to Monday. So just so everybody knows, there will be no show or after show on Patreon. It will be on Monday. And today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, the halftime show. We're going to get into a little bit of some of the things we saw and try to give our take on what we feel is the occultic meaning behind some of these things. Now, some of you are fascinated with this stuff, and we appreciate you being here. Some of you are new subscribers, so we thank you. Remember, in order to participate in the chat, please subscribe, and you can talk to all the wonderful people. It is it's like a family out there. So everyone is trying to help each other out and answer questions and help each other through. So we appreciate the love and support. Thank you for following us on Twitter, on Instagram, Telegram, and the other platforms. Organically growing, 45,000. Thank you so much, guys. And it's going to be a very interesting show. Again, we appreciate you guys being here. And some of you may have questions. Some of you might know the answers. Either way, we're going to have a fun discussion. So I want to first start off by, I got to say, without certain people, this is not possible. And of course, one of them is Lisa M. Lisa M continuously supports this program on Patreon. She is one of the many few who every week sends a little something, says, we love the show. Thank you so much, George. We appreciate it. Here's a little something to keep the show going on YouTube because not everyone could go to Patreon. So Lisa M, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think everyone in the chat thanks you. So if you're in the chat, please give Lisa M a big thank you. She does help out a lot with her PayPal and helping keep the show on air for time, effort, and energy. So we appreciate that, Lisa M. Okay, we got it out of the way. It's important. We're about to talk about, we're going to ask God Almighty to watch over this program, to protect us so that we have no internet issues or problems or technical difficulties. We will not be showing Super Bowl video footage because there's copyright infringements, and I don't want to get suspended, guys. I don't want to do it. I like being here and talking to you guys. So no video footage. We might have like quick clips of certain things, but not actual footage of the game or halftime show, just to protect ourselves from copyright infringements. Okay, guys? All right. Without further ado, let's bring my co-host and guest. She is an author. She has many books out right now and courses. You can see her stuff on her ministry, and we'll talk about that on the show, as well as her books available on Amazon. It's not difficult to get her books. You can buy them on Amazon, shipped to you. I'm telling you. And she does a great thing with her ministry, helping those from the military and so forth. Always, always there, and always brings her 2 cents. We love to hear it. Please welcome Jessie Czebotar. Jessie, how are you?
Hey, good, George. What an introduction. Thank you.
You're welcome. Super Bowl time. It was last week, Sunday, and interesting. It was what day, Jessie? It was on Sunday. Now, folks, just so you know, Sunday is actually not the seventh day. And it's going to be a long one here. I've tapped into this many, many times. Just a brief 3-second here. Sunday is the day of worship. It's the day of the sun god. Okay? Sunday. It's the day of the sun. It's where we worship the sun. We're not worshiping God Almighty in a church that's supposed to be on the Sabbath day, the seventh day, and the seventh day is Saturday. Sunday is technically the first. So we began the Super Bowl on the day of the sun, worshiping the sun god. Oh, what a wonderful day it was, wasn't it, Jessie?
Yep, they gave homage to him as well, crossing their hands over their chest.
It's unbelievable what happened and what transpired. And I think we should begin maybe with one of the pictures. We'll bring it down. A lot of people were at this show, and some of those people are famous celebrities. We've broken it down before. Of course, this woman right here Taylor Swift, whose husband, I believe, is one of the players on the team.
Did they get married now? That would be a surprise. I thought they were just dating.
Maybe. I don't follow the celebrity relationship status in People magazine, but they're together. They are somewhat of a, they're partners. Oh, that's the new speak now. I forget, ladies. It's no longer boyfriend or wife. All right, relationships. It's not about my friend. It's partners. So her partner is a player on the team who, by the way, had an outburst with the coach. Who was yelling at him and screaming at him. It's actually quite embarrassing. But Taylor Swift, of course, attended this ritual event. And many people compare her to someone. I'll post this up because many people always talk about this. And that's Zena LaVey, a Satanist whose father was Anton LaVey, started the Church of Satan. And many people think that she looks like her, not necessarily meaning she is related or that's her daughter or something like that. But just, for argument's sake, we always put it up. What a comparison. Isn't there an uncanny, look how
uncanny. I mean, it's almost dead ringer,
I mean, they almost look identical. Folks, that's Taylor Swift, and next to her is Zena LaVey, Satanist, whose father was Anton LaVey, who started the Church of Satan. The real deal. They look so much alike, it's actually scary. This is who they say that she looks like. Some people claim, of course, this is the claim is that is her mother. It was some type of ritual ceremony with somebody. Who knows the actual truth? Which, by the way, I should like to say, for the record, everybody, for the record, that the opinions expressed on the show from me and Jessie are just those, our opinion. I studied the occult, and I'll bring a certain take on what I feel things are. I can guarantee that is the actual 100% truth of the situation. I haven't interviewed Taylor Swift. I haven't interviewed any of these people. I don't know for certain. For all I know, they're just having fun with the outfits they're wearing and the music and the way they stand. For all I know.
Maybe it's the makeup artist who wants,
could be
was a big fan of Zena's and is making her look just like her, but
could be the director. We just don't know. But I want to put it out there that we technically don't know for certain. Maybe you do, Jessie. I don't know for certain. I am just speculating on the information that I've gathered many years, 13 years to be exact, in the occult. And I share that, and I'm sure you're going to share the same, but we cannot confirm. We didn't have a meeting with them, folks. So I want to put that out there. There it is. Let's begin. The very first person I want to tap into is a performer for the halftime show. This is Alicia Keys. Now, Alicia Keys was all in red, and she had quite the outfit, the cape, like a cape, a red light cape. And it was floating and moving like they had a fan going. And it was very, very interesting. And I want to begin with you. What are your thoughts on this outfit? And do you believe it has any meaning?
I certainly think it does have meaning. And I think, in combination together, you see right before she comes out, you see Usher in pure white. Yeah. And then her in the red, and that color combination, the red and the white ribbons, is something that we see to be very particular within the Brotherhood system. And what does it mean? White ribbons are a homage to Lucifer, while red ribbons are a homage to Baal. They can also represent different things, but usually when you see them together, it can represent the gates of Baal. It also can represent the Sons of Liberty, which is a brotherhood group. So, I think as well, it was very reminiscent of blood. So you have to ask, was it a mock ritual that they were engaging on stage?
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let me give you my take here, folks. This is somewhat of the Scarlet Woman, this representation with her in red. The Scarlet Woman, the great mother of the abomination, representing a goddess found in the occultic system of Thelema, which I've mentioned in the past. This Thelema is a style of magical, it's a magical art form. And there was a book written about this in 1904. The writing of this book was the Book of the Law, and it was done by occultist Aleister Crowley. Makes a lot of reference to the great mother, the Scarlet Woman. Again, this is the woman is in red is a huge semblance in the occult. The scarlet color traditionally worn by cardinals in the Catholic Church, representing the blood of Christ and the Christian martyrs. Very, very interesting. But let's talk about the meaning of the color red in the occult. Red is the color of blood, also represents health, vigor, sexual passion, and aggression. Red has the magical significance since the time of ancient Egypt. Very interesting. Red is the color of the Greek and Roman phallic god Priapus and the god of war Mars, the god of war. The Old Testament links sin to the color scarlet, red. Through your sins can be scarlet. Isaiah 1:18. Because it is the color of blood, red is used in the trappings of ritual blood sacrifice. Red is also associated with witches. So there's a little tidbit for you guys on the whole red, what it could be. Is Sheila Scarlet Mother? Is she doing a ritual? The meaning of red is powerful. We've seen this in many public forums on television, usually people that practice and dabble with the occult. What are your thoughts on that, Jessie?
I think it's very plausible. We see the piano even looking like an altar, everything seeming to be flowing uh, with blood imagery. Um, I think it's highly plausible that this represents the Scarlet Woman and has multi-layered meanings, as you have just brought out.
Yeah. So I wanted to just give a little background, of course, on the red. So we understand there's a lot of meaning to it,
Yeah,
and the meaning of the scarlet, because war. Is there a war going on, Jesse? Possibly. Is there a possible
possibly. I mean, did they
war?
just declare war?
Did they declare war?
Maybe.
So it's an interesting situation when we discuss this because there could be so much to it. I could just talk about what I understand when a woman is wearing it on a public stage of this magnitude. Usually has a lot more meaning to it. Now, again, folks, could be a great costume, and the art director, thought it would look well on camera. That's a very good possibility. However, I'm I must say that I don't believe that is the case because it's so much in our face of what's
Yep.
happening. You mentioned the back and forth, the red and white. Let's get into Usher, of course. There he is, Usher. He had an interesting pin, and some are saying it was a phoenix, Jesse. What are your thoughts on that? Because it possibly,
He's had
maybe.
a lot of interesting pins,
Yes,
and
yes.
what's interesting is some of the symbology. Like you see a lot of the florets that are going to be common in a lot of wallpaper of the elites. I saw some of the the we'll just call them the symbols on his jackets or other clothing or his pins look like ivy. Um, you also got like the horseshoe look, or it looks like the top of a, kind of a gate. You've got what looks kind of like a cornucopia, which we know, is common in Brotherhood and
Mhm.
Masonic symbology. Um, what does the ivy represent? Usually that is connected um, we saw that on the gravestones for the Order of the Foresters and their older order, which would be, the tall trees or the cedars of Lebanon.
Hmm.
And they'll have their gravestones with these trees on them, and then they'll have ivy going up and down the trees. So um, on the headstone. So is it reminiscent of different orders that he's a part of? I think that's very plausible. That his different pins represent his allegiances to the multiple circles that he sits in to engage in magic with.
Yes. Definitely something there. Some that broke it down got a closer. I was trying to get a closer look at it. At one point, it did look like a phoenix. Better yet, it looked like a phoenix rising. And for those who don't know that meaning, over time, extending beyond its origins, the phoenix could symbolize renewal,
Mhm.
general, as well as the sun, um, life in heavenly paradise. Christ, Mary, the virginity. This is very religious stuff and very occultic. And they blur the lines, right, between Catholicism, occultism, Satanism. It's kind of a blurred
Mhm.
line, isn't it, Jesse?
It is a blurred line, and we know the phoenix can also be representative of the order of the phoenix, which
Yes.
is more of a darker side magic at the top levels of uh, the Luciferian Brotherhood. So
Yes. Somebody even saying it was on his white jacket. I'm trying to get the one with the white jacket.
yeah, that
Um,
was that was where I saw it too, was on the white
on the
jacket.
white jacket. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there again, the phoenix has a lot of meaning. You'll see it occultically, periodically. It represents transformation, represents death and rebirth. Rebirth in its fire. So just keep that in mind. Rebirth in its fire. What was that you said, George? Let me repeat. Rebirth in fire as a powerful spiritual totem. The phoenix is the ultimate symbol of strength and renewal as both a fire and solar symbol. The phoenix animal guide is symbolic to the sun because the sun, which dies in the setting each night, only to be reborn in rising the next morning. Ha! Interesting, right?
It
The
is.
phoenix, fire. Well, let's look at the stage for a second. The sun.
Yeah, we saw
Hmm.
that. Also representative, like in their symbology, we see like the Rosicrucians will have the rose with all the petals different, like the petals will be arranged in three layers. I call them kind of, like clock-like layers. So we see that where, even this stage, you've got the three different layers representing that rose, which ultimately represents the spiritual gates.
Mhm.
Um, a sundial can also be worship of the sun. So very interesting. There's a lot of symbology with the stage.
I agree. Again, making reference to the phoenix, right? From the ashes, from the
The
fire,
rising,
he
yeah,
arises. So there he is in the middle. Could that stage be representative of a fire? Could it represent the sun, where it dies and then the rebirth in the morning? So, what is he
yeah.
saying to the world? Rebirth, energy, death to the old, and birth to the new?
Yeah,
Death
and
to
you
the
also
old,
have
birth to
the
the new?
letter T, like with the cross that he's making.
Hmm.
The letter T in the Masonic represents something as well, and I believe that's connected with the Golden Dawn. Um,
Ah, okay.
Also could be the Order of the Phoenix, but you'll see that.
Can you hear me? You just cut out
Yeah,
there. Okay. Yeah.
sorry.
So it has a lot of representation, that fire. Again, going back to that phoenix and what the representation it could have in that aspect. Something's going on here. They're signaling um, like a new world order, the death to the old, birth to the new. Birth to what new? What's new? What's being rebirthed? What are they trying to say? What is the symbolism? What does it mean? What's new? Because I truly believe they're trying to say death to the old, birth to the new. But what's new? What are they trying to say? What's coming? It's very, very, very interesting. And he's got his
Yeah.
hands out. Um,
And depending on which way that's looked at, the upside down T, usually you'll see, they call it the towels, on their aprons, and those represent the creator. But who are they proclaiming as the creator? Because they'll put it on their aprons. They're proclaiming that, their seed, that they're the gods, and their seed is what has been created.
hmm, very interesting. Now, if we look, he also wore black and purple. Black and purple. Let's take a look at this outfit here.
Yeah, so purple in masonry is what they consider, it's a blending of the red and the blue, and we see a lot of that red and blue symbology, which can mean several different things. Um, to them, one of the meanings is that it represents the two systems within the one system. So you have the red representing Judah, which is the Leviathan system or the system of the beast. You have blue representing the Vatican, which is also called Rome. And when you put those two together, you get purple, which for them, in Initiates of the Flame, you'll see that purple is one of the colors that represents the order of Melchizedek or the priests of Melchizedek, and that's the fake priesthood. Um, when you see the purple and the white, that's representing, their vows to be priests in that order of Melchizedek, but also to Lucifer. And when you see the black, it represents, their vow as priests to the angel of death.
Wow. Now, it's almost, I don't know, it's supposed to, I guess, outline muscles, or is it robotic? There was a form of transhumanism I was watching during the halftime, making reference to certain people, half robot, half human. Very, very interesting stuff here. And again, the purple, like you said, it's symbolance
Yeah.
in
Well, the eight is very important. They've outlined the eight muscles, so they say, but really what is that? We see that in their jewels. Usually you'll see those eight jewels represented on the mitre of the Pope's or the priest's hats, and they'll have the red and blue jewels and have eight of them. Why do they have eight? Um, that's the common number that they start off of when they're starting children in their circle groups. And, they'll select eight students out of each region, um, who will be trained in fire and water magic.
mm,
So we'll see that, the combination of the eight jewels or the number eight, um, in their training, when they're twinning students to learn magic together.
Tracy in the chat made a great comment that he's looking a bit like Tron, the merge of human,
Metatron.
yeah, human and machine, where a person is a program, not a human. That's the movie Tron. So it has a lot of significance to that. Again, I did talk about transhumanism in the show that they were pushing it. This is very interesting stuff here. He had another costume change here, Jesse, and there he is wearing the famous Michael Jackson glove. Very interesting here on the glove, and the first thing that comes into mind is, what hand is it on? Well, folks,
The left hand, George.
it's the left hand,
And
which
tell us what that means.
well, I'm gonna absolutely tell you what that means. Because that would be representative to the left hand path in magic. Those might not know what does that mean, George? The left hand path and the right hand path are two opposing approaches to magic. Okay. Various groups in the occult and ceremonial magic define the left hand path as equated with malicious black magic, darkness, making pacts. Others will say that the right hand path is equated with benevolent white magic. Occultists have criticized this definition. This is an argument, believing that the left and right refers merely to different kinds of workings and does not necessarily condone good or bad. Other practitioners state the difference between the two is that the desired outcome of the right is to be beside God and to serve Him, while the left believes it's self gratification, like a God yourself. You bow to no one, and you do a lot of evil things with the left hand path. Now, the left hand path, when I study magic, is usually the path you take when you're doing deals with entities, bargains with spiritual beings, and you're doing very interesting rituals and magic. That's the left hand path. So the question, Jesse, here, because I've explained this now, he's wearing a glove on the left hand. Would that symbolize that he is part of the left-hand path of magic, that he thinks himself to be a god, unstoppable, that he has done a deal with a entity or demonic force? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think there's a highly plausible or highly uh, high possibility of that, especially since it looks like, on his hand also that you have this combination of white and silver. Um, you know, the metals is something that is used in the left hand path, especially with alchemy. So I think that there's a good chance that, he has some other symbols, especially that big necklace he's wearing, which could be a U for Usher, but I think also that, connects to some of their secret writings and has to do with, symbols reminiscent of alchemy and their creating of white gold, which basically is raising themselves up into a state of godhood,
Mhm.
which is, what you get with that left hand path is, that they're going to elevate themselves as gods.
Yep, 100%. For those that thought, maybe he had on the right hand, it's definitely the left, because his right was holding the microphone. That's his left. Several different pictures and different outfits. Again, the left. So it definitely is the left hand. And in the comments, I liked what Marissa had to say. Wow, they are so sneaky. Like, why can't a damn glove just be that? Like I said, we're all
I
weirdos.
love that. I love
I
that,
like
right?
it.
Why can't it just
Just
be a
be,
glove?
folks, listen, I love what Marissa said. It's so true. For those who don't know, you're going to look at these people performing. You're like, oh, nice costumes. Why can't it be a purple and black costume? Why can't it just be a white outfit? Why can't it just be a red outfit? Well, because everything in the occult
Yeah.
has meaning and their symbology is to everything, and they are usually signaling to others, either
Mhm.
within their sector or to others. So it's important that we share this information with you because I believe that it has a lot of hidden symbolism. Now, during the
Yeah.
show, there was a guest, many guests, celebrities, all kinds. I won't get into all of them. One stood out. I'm going to make reference to this girl right here that was in the box with Taylor Swift. That's Ice Spice. Interesting. Ice Spice. Now, I looked at that cross and I said, is that really a cross? I tried to get a closer look. And it looks like an upside down cross, Jess, from what I see. She was wearing an upside down cross. In my belief, anyway, here it is from afar. Here it is again. What are your thoughts? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe. I mean, I definitely would compare it to other Masonic crosses. It looks like there's something kind of filling in the middle there. So is that, more of a Jesuit cross?
Mm-hmm.
It's plausible. Could it be an
Well,
upside down cross? I think that's plausible
is
too.
she a good person just hanging out, having a good time? Well, the camera, folks, the camera kept going to this box for whatever reason. The cameraman kept going to the box when she was there. Well, at one point in time, she caught a glimpse of the camera looking at her. And I think she just randomly decided to do this specifically. Here is a clip. I'm going to show it to everybody. Take a look. This is the gesture that she made when the camera turned to her. And at the same time, Taylor Swift and her friend did a cheers and took a shot. Here it is.
Well, the devil horns pointed out are a curse. So it looked like
Cursing?
she was cursing, and what was the curse? That they would hang themselves. That's
Let's play it
exactly
again.
what she was saying.
One more time. Let's play it again. Take a look.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we just break that curse. May it not go anywhere, Lord.
So she's cursing people. It's 100%, I believe, an upside down cross. I just don't
It
know
kind
why.
of is reminiscent her with the high neckline. It's
Yes.
reminiscent of
Yes.
what the high priests will wear in
Yes.
rituals, you
But it's
know,
made to look like a regular cross from afar. But when you focus
on a
in,
regular outfit that just so happens to have the white thing right there where
of course, they're very, very sneaky and their apparel. And of course, the cameraman made it specific to focus in on them during
Well, did you catch her sleeve, George? Did you
her.
catch who made her outfit?
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. Her sleeve and her outfit that she was wearing was Balenciaga. Wait,
Which is known for their
wait a minute.
horrific satanic artwork and child pornography and
What?
satanic ritual of
Stop.
children.
Come on.
I mean,
Balenciaga.
didn't we do a show on that, George?
Yes, we did. But for those that are just joining us, the outfit she's wearing is exactly what Jessie said, is coming from a clothing line, a brand that was under fire last year in regards to doing campaigns in regards to children that were being hurt, damaged, a type of sexualization of children,
Yeah.
violence of children. Balenciaga was blackballed by many, but she decided to wear that gear. I find that fascinating why she would wear that, knowing that people don't support that because of it. What are your thoughts on that? Let's try to get a Balenciaga. There it is on the sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty blatant that she's supporting that, um, and you have to ask why. Why would she support something that, shows graphic imagery against children?
You tell me. What would be the purpose of that?
Yeah, I think, you have to ask why is she advertising that? Does she support that? Um, there are questions as to whether both of these women are, into some sort of sacrifice and ritual, ritualization that includes children or not.
I mean, these people are sick. Aren't they sick?
They are. I mean,
They gotta
yeah.
be, they gotta be sick here. And Balenciaga, of course, was doing ads with children that were very inappropriate. They were under fire, and many people stopped supporting them. In certain places, if you're walking by a mall, there possibly might be a store there. Walk by, there's usually nobody in there. Usually, I don't know many people who go in there. I don't know. Actually, I don't. I don't. Who would want to go in there and support that after what they did? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's overpriced. It's insane. And their take on art, I don't believe is artistic. Again, we did a breakdown on a decode, but why would she wear Balenciaga out of all things? Fascinating. I got a video I'd like to play for everybody in regards to the score and the numerology of the Super Bowl. A lot of coincidence here, Jesse. So I'm going to play it. Take a listen. Might have to play it one more time, but take a listen. Here it is.
Mahomes ends up with 333 yards. Why is that significant? The stadium's address is 3333 Al Davis Way. He's never lost in this building. And they win it by 3 on this touchdown throw to Nicole Hardman, who started the season as...
So for you missed it, he said 333. The building address 333. He never lost there. 333. Let me play it one more time. Turn up your volume so you can hear it nice and clear, and then we'll get into those numbers. Here it is.
Mahomes ends up with 333 yards. Why is that significant? The stadium's address is 3333 Al Davis Way. He's never lost in this building. And they win it by 3 on this touchdown throw to Nicole Hardman, who started the season as...
So 33 touchdown with a 33 line. They won by 3. The address was 333. Let's get into it, Jesse. What are your thoughts on all the threes there?
Yeah, and I think the way that they repeated was it 9 times, 8 or 9 times, but
yeah,
when you pair the threes, you end up with 3 sixes.
There it is. There you go.
Yeah, the 666 embedded in that.
So, well, I mean, what is it? What is the meaning if it was 33? The angel number 333 encourages to set plans into action. Let's keep that in mind here, folks. Again, is this a spiritual war?
Mm-hmm.
Because I said in the beginning of the broadcast about the phoenix and the fire rising, death to the old and rebirth to the new. And look at the number 333. Let's take it for what it is. It encourages to set plans into action and to let your personal strength be the guide. Trust yourself and put it through into your choices. Optimism, creativity, intuition, very spiritual. The angel number brings positivity, spirituality, and mental peace and abundance. So it's almost a manifestation. They're manifesting, saying 3,
right.
3, 3. This is called manifestation, folks. They know what it means.
Yeah, the 3 also in Solomonic magic, who would that summon? That summons Metatron.
Yes.
So connected to Metatron and the Third Reich, as well as 33rd degree, we'll say initiates of the flame or illuminated ones.
The illuminated ones. And if you want to go 33, take a look now, folks. Here we go. Let's go back to number 33 because it was done on the 33-yard line. 33, of course, as above, as so below. They always like to take everything and turn it upside down. Who was born or who died at 33 years of age? Jesus Christ. What is the Freemason high symbol? 33. They reverse everything. They take it and turn it upside down, as above, as so below. So there's multiple meanings on the 3-3. If you want to go into the meaning of 33 and what it has religiously, then they take it masonry. Super Bowl, if you take that and break it down, it's superior owl. Take a listen to that, folks. Superior owl. Super Bowl, superior owl. Superior owl. Why would there be an owl associated to the Super Bowl? What would the owl symbolize, Jesse?
I believe that would be reminiscent of Moloch.
Yes, it would. Moloch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Superb owl, Super Bowl. Superb owl, the Super Bowl. Interesting. So many parallels between those things representing Moloch. Let me ask you, Jesse, don't the Masons look to the owl as wisdom in the night?
Well, they also have a big statue of him in Bohemian Grove that they
They do
sacrifice
not.
children to. That's
Are
what
you
I hear,
sure?
George.
This is real. They actually have a owl, a statue of an owl in Bohemian Grove.
I believe they do. Yes.
I think you're right on that one. I know we did do a show. I'm just being funny here, but yes, folks, the owl is associated a lot with Freemasonry, and 33, the number, is also associated a lot. Again, it's in the game. And folks, is it a play on words? Super Bowl, superb owl. That's their mascot, is the owl. Again, I could be grasping at straws here, folks, but Freemasonry uses the owl as its guardian, its symbol, its icon. Many places, if it's not the measuring of the compass, then it's going to be the owl, folks. So, do Masons have absolutely anything to do with the Super Bowl? Some people say, Jesse, it was set up.
I don't know, George. There's a lot of, symbology that would connect it.
Legitimately, or was it a setup? Because I'm being told, no, it wasn't one legitimately.
That it wasn't?
No. And there's videos. I didn't want to upload it to start chaos, but the TV producers posted where it sat because that's what they saw visually. That was on, and then they were told to change it on camera, which the fix was in. As soon as they changed it on camera, the fix was in.
Are you talking about the light show when it showed the...
No. When
No?
they won the game, when that first down, and they had to go get the ball, they lied about the down. So it came across as it was rigged because they changed it on camera.
Gotcha.
And again, Michael,
there's a lot of coinky dinks in this. I think too many coinky dinks than, just to pass them by.
Nothing is a coincidence, Jesse. Don't you know that? Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is done strategically. Always has been, always will be. Interesting. Moloch is the father of the American abortion industry. Oh, I did not know that, actually. Did you know that, Jesse? Somebody typed that in our chat.
I did not. I thought it was Alice Bailey, maybe, but hey, we'll I think Baal worship and Moloch worship go hand in hand, all the way back to the land of Canaan and the sacrificing of children. So I wouldn't just give it to Moloch. I would say that, you've got both of them guilty of their bloodlust for children.
I mean, it's insane, but it is what it is. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Super Bowl this year, filled with a lot of questions, filled with a lot of innuendos, costumes, numbers, locations. A lot of other things happened during the Super Bowl. Political things. The president, Joe Biden. But I can't talk about that here. This is YouTube, right, Jesse?
Come on. You can't lead us part way and then not
Listen,
at least
guys,
give us the theory.
Nothing would bring me more joy than to talk about it right now, right here. But I can't. So guess what, Jesse? We're going to Patreon for the after show, where all those that are Patreonites, Patreon subscribers to the Reveal Report are going to get to hear our talk as we get into what else happened during the Super Bowl that was shocking and heard around the world. What did the president do during the Super Bowl around that time? A lot of political innuendos here we're going to get into. So unfortunately, because of the topics, we can't discuss that here. YouTube won't have it. So we're going to have to go to Patreon coming up next to talk about it in more detail. So we hope you join us. An amazing show. Jessie, I want to thank you for joining. And wow, I got to say, it never ceases to amaze me what's on public television, whether it be a TV show, a movie, or a sports program. There'll always be something for us to share, that's for sure. Now, Jessie, in closing, before we sign off, would you like to share with everybody how they can follow you and support you on your mission?
Absolutely. You can support me on patreon.com as well as on my websites, illuminatethedarkness.com and kingdomlivingwithjessie.com. On Illuminate, we help support those we call champions, veterans, and survivors. And we try to help those who have been whistleblowers against the system, who've kind of been blackballed from working, with their rent, their monthly household expenses, and emergency funds like medical vehicle repairs and other things like that. So I encourage you to check those out. And you can also find my books on Amazon.com.
Excellent, guys. Appreciate that. And guys, again, all you Patreonites, if you're a Patreonite, thank you very much for supporting. We'll see you on the channel. The link was sent to everybody on Friday, and of course, it's posted on the front page. If you're not a Patreonite, you could subscribe in the link below. And if you want to support this show, keep it on there to do these type of decodes, the type of information that we share and the type of shows we do. Please, please, please support us on PayPal. Go to paypal.me/George Iceman. The link is in the description. Once again, paypal.me/George Iceman. The link is in the description. Everything helps and goes a long way. Thank you to Lisa M. In fact, somebody else just sent this one. I want to give her a shout out right now because that was very, very nice of them. And who was that there? It was somebody else just sent this one. And we do appreciate it. And it was Teresa, I believe. Teresa, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Lots of love and respect to Teresa. So, guys, again, thank you for joining us. We will see you on Monday. It's going to be a great show right here on YouTube. We thank you all for watching and supporting. And most importantly, guys, get outside, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D. But most importantly, this is key. Give grace, praise, glory, and thanks to God Almighty, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on Patreon. Coming up next, anything else you want to add, Jessie?
Nope, that was excellent, George. We'll see you on Patreon.
Good night, everyone.